That was the best performance of the season so far for us. Every single player to a man did their job and did their job to a very good level. Xavi Simons today, best performance in a Spurs shirt. Odobert 2 assists and was cooking the Borussia Dortmund backline. Romero, I don't know why he keeps making these crazy number 9 runs, but he does. Scored a bullet header against West Ham today, takes his goal like a striker. Dominic Solanke, whether he scruffed it over the line or it doesn't matter, he got on the score sheet. And bearing in mind today, we played without Tell, who was not registered, but rested, same thing, without Mickey van der Ven, and without Conor Gallagher. We needed that performance so much. Because I'm not going to lie, the way the club angled this was if we would have lost, it's easier to sack Frank after a loss to Dortmund than it would be having the situation of an interim coming in and having him lose, because then it would add even more pressure. But Thomas Frank, fair play. You know, it was a big gamble putting Jed Spence at left wing, your doggy at left back. Some people may say it should go the other way around, but we went out there tonight and we actually played good football. One touch, pass and move. We weren't sitting on the counter-attack. We were dominating possession. And I know there will be rival fans in the comments saying, oh, but it's against 10 men. We were dominating Dortmund way before they even had a man sent off. And before anyone says it, yes, the rules are slightly different in the Champions League compared to the Premier League. But based on the Champions League rules and based on the regulations in that competition, that is a red card. Don't get how you dress it up. That is a red card. And you know what? Fair play, because we deserved it. Archie Gray today was good. Bearing in mind, no Paulinho as well. So you should hopefully see Conor Gallagher and Paulinho as a double pivot. You should see Tell and Van der Ven coming against Burnley. We have to follow this performance up. Beating Dortmund is great. And if we go out and get a positive result against Frankfurt, somehow, some way, by hook or crook, we may actually make the top 8. Yes, you heard that right. Tottenham 15th or 14th in the Premier League, but somehow in the top 8 of the Champions League. And yes, we might have had a favourable run playing against Slavia Prague, playing against Bodo Glimt, playing against Copenhagen. But the same Bodo Glimt beat Man City tonight 3-1. And then just beat them, battered them. So there's a lot of positives for me to take tonight. A lot of positives, you know. We have to keep this momentum going. I know it's only one game, and I know people will be saying, look, you're overreacting. You know, you're only beating Borussia Dortmund. And yes, it's not the Borussia Dortmund of recent years with Mario Götze, with Marco Reus, with Aubameyang, or any of those players, or, you know, just world-class players that they've had over the years. But it's still second place in the Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund, you know. And other than Schlotterbeck today, I don't really feel any of their players really had a good game. We nullified Adeyemi. Joe Bellingham didn't do too much in the midfield. We actually played with intensity, and we played on the front foot. Where has that performance been all season? You know, maybe it's because we're in a European competition, and European teams allow you more space, and they don't necessarily press as much as the Premier League, and it's not as physical, or whatever you know, reason or decision or whatever term you want to come to in terms of why the football is different. But we actually played like a team today. We actually played with effort, and you know, and everything about that performance to me is something we can build on. That for me was a fantastic performance, and we have to build on it. Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video if you haven't already, and you let me know your thoughts. The road's 10K is well and truly on. We're about 150 away, so make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button, and you let me know your thoughts. We're going to bring up the lineups up on the screen as well. Make sure you check out the Manchester City match reaction on the main channel. Crazy game that. Odobert and Xavi Simons, for me, their best performances in a Spurs shirt. I thought Odobert had, is it Benazabi? Or Benazabi, I think his name's pronounced, Algerian centre-half, and Svensson. He had both of them on skates. Julian Brandt hooked at half-time. Didn't help them either. You know, Adeyemi hooked. Garazi. These are experienced players. That manager already knew at half-time that it was game and set a match when you're taking off your striker. But Vicario, other than like the second half towards the 75th minute, didn't have to make a save. Danso comes in for Van der Ven, who will be fit and rested to go against Burnley. You know, Porro and Udogie and Spence, all our fullbacks playing 90 minutes, which you'd imagine you'll probably see Ben Davies now coming against Burnley. You know, Archie Gray, 90 minutes in the tank. Xavi Simons, 90 minutes. Bergvall, I thought his energy levels were good. The first goal, Romero takes like a striker. You know, he takes that like Solanke. In fact, his finish was better than Dominic Solanke's. Like, that is the sort of performance we needed. And do you know what makes it really funny? Is we are the only team to have not conceded a goal at home in the Champions League this season. And we've played Villarreal, we've played Copenhagen, we've played Slavia Prague, and we played Dortmund. Yes, the opposition aren't that strong, but that was a big performance, man. We needed that. We have to go again and beat Burnley. And who knows, get a positive result against Burnley, go out and then beat Frankfurt, because the run of games we've got after that, when we've got to play Newcastle, Man City. I actually fancy us to beat City right now because they're not that great. But Odobert was fantastic today for both goals. Run down that right-hand side. It was a number of times he even got a ball across to Solanke where he couldn't get it away from his feet, or when Xavi Simons put one wide. Everything about him, he showed like he was a player who wanted to make things happen. You know, the acceleration, the turn of pace he had. And he hasn't got a goal in the Premier League yet, and he's only got one assist. But in the Champions League, he's actually had a bit of fortune. He scored against Copenhagen. He scored at home against Slavia Prague. He got 2 assists today. Really good ball into Romero, who takes the finish well. Even in the second half, when Porro has that opportunity when he's running through on goal, Romero, again, is making another one of those attacking runs. I don't know what he's been eating. I'm not going to lie to you, but right now, Romero looks a player who is really taking that armband. Like, he's really playing for the badge. He's making these runs, like a centre-back running through, like flipping prime Wayne Rooney. It's mad. Takes the goal really well, Romero, you know. And then there's the red card from Svensson. And let's be honest, in the Premier League, you could maybe argue that would be a yellow card because the rules are slightly different. But you can't do that sort of challenge in the Champions League, sorry. It is a red card. It is high. He goes off. As soon as he goes off, we completely take control. We already had momentum. We were already on the front foot, but we completely dominated from that moment on. Like, I don't remember in the first half Dortmund even having an opportunity. I don't even think they did have an opportunity. If we actually look at the momentum, yeah, they didn't have a single, like, first couple of minutes, that was it. They had no shots on target. We come away with 16 shots, 3 big chances created, and 2.2 x3. 2.2 x3. 2.23 xg. I can't even get my words out. The second goal, Solanke, another good ball in from Odobert, another low cross, and he kind of hits it onto his heel, back onto his shin, and stumbles it across the line. And we come away deserved winners. 3 big chances created, 1 big chance missed, and we should be very, very happy with that. I don't want to hear anyone in the comments or online negative today. Everything about that from us was, you know, we were the better team on every single level. Let me try. Where's the momentum thing? Stats. Is it under commentary lineup? Where is it? I have seen the momentum thing somewhere. Now I can't find it. But even that, look at the XG. You know, everything about that today. 7 shots on target, 5 shots on target, and I think we had, what was it, 4 big chances created. Like, everything about that performance, we have to build on. You know, you have to go and beat Burnley now, though. You have to. You know, Conor Gallagher will be starting that game as well because he didn't play. But the run in between now and the 1st of March, I'm not going to lie to you, it is difficult. We have got to play like that today. I believe, based on this performance, we should have enough momentum now to go and beat Burnley. Burnley are fighting for their lives, but let's be honest, they are a poor side. Frankfurt, I don't think, have won a game in the Champions League yet. So I fancy us to go away to Germany. Bearing in mind, we beat Frankfurt last year in the Europa League. 1-0 penalty from Dominic Solanke. Hopefully, we can go and do that again. But, you know, Man City, you know, that'll be a really interesting game because, of course, right now they're struggling. They lost to Man United. They drew to Sunderland. They drew to Brighton. They drew to Chelsea. They lost today against Bodo Glimt. You know, they've got to play Liverpool as well coming up soon, as you know, I think. So, Man City, maybe at this point, I think we've actually gone above them in the Champions League as well. Man United away won't be easy because they're probably going to have a new manager bounce, and you'd imagine that Michael Carrick will get momentum building. Newcastle at home. I mean, hopefully we can get more against that, because that performance, we've had a lot of, you know, the League Cup performance away wasn't great. The home performance was better. And then we got a North London derby. So hopefully we can get some momentum going. In terms of how does that leave us in the Champions League, it actually leaves us inside the top 4 until tomorrow. Now, the only team that can go above us tomorrow is Liverpool and Inter Milan. Liverpool and Atalanta. And Liverpool have got Marseille away from home, which won't be an easy game because Marseille have to win that. And Atalanta have got Bilbao. So we definitely will be inside the top 8 going into the Frankfurt game if one of those drop points. Now, who knows? But right now, all of our games at home this season, beating Copenhagen, beating Slavia Prague, beating Dortmund, beating Villarreal, not conceding a goal, which is really, really good from us, and a clean sheet away against Monaco as well. Only conceded 7 in the Champions League, which is joint with Bayern Munich, which is 1 less than Real Madrid. Yes, we haven't played a strong opposition, but you got to take what you can take at the end of the day. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. The road to 10K is well and truly on. Check out all the other match reactions on the main channel, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. I am out. Come on, you Spurs.